it's hard for me to ask for help. It's hard for any vet to ask for help. But I'm just pleading now. I'm at a loss. I need safety, security. My name's Kris Morgan. I am the founder and owner of Flags for Vets Made by a Vet. Growing up, I was born in Louisville, Kentucky. Decided to move to Kansas. I did that in the 9th grade, and then I finished high school there, and that's where I joined the military from. I joined in January 1994. The bombing of the Oklahoma City Memorial Building happened. I immediately said, I'll go help, thinking when I was going down there that it was going to be moving rubble and whatnot. And we arrived about 2 hours after the bombing. Come to find out, I was body recovery. Things I saw down there is just children, women, body parts. Being 20 years old at the time, I had no kids. It didn't really affect me, honestly. That at that moment in time, I just thought, it's my job. It's what I got to do. And then my daughter was born. It was the first time that I experienced the bad of what had happened. And the first time I'd really held a baby at that time that was breathing, that had a heartbeat. I'm going to clean up. Yeah, let me clean up. So my first deployment, I went to Saudi and Riyadh. I think I was there a little over 50 days, just a TDY. So that's when I received my injury. I lost my footing out on the flight line, trying to clear the ground equipment from the aircraft, and lost my footing and tripped and fell and hit my head. Just diagnosed me with a mild concussion and sent me back to my tent. Got over it, got over the headache, finished my deployment, got home, and migraines. I just kept getting migraines, and they couldn't figure out why. About a year after my injury, I just randomly started passing out. And they went in and put a heart monitor in my chest because they thought I was having a heart problem and not getting enough blood to my brain. Well, during that heart monitor that they had in there, I had a seizure. And with a bunch of other tests, they had determined that it was my brain telling my heart to stop. But my heart was healthy enough that it was like, okay, something's not right. Let's kick back on. So that's when they had found out that I had a brain issue that was going on. That's when the military said, you're done. So I fought that for 2 years to stay in. But I lost the battle, and in March 2001, they medically retired me from the Air Force. The divorce happened after 19 years of marriage, and I found myself on the downhill climb again. And over the years, with depression and anxiety after that, the more that I was having seizures was the more I realized whenever I get really stressed out or really depressed is when I would have a seizure. So I met Major Ed Polito.
My name's Major Ed Polito, United States Army retired, and I'm the Senior Vice President of the Folds of Honor Foundation, and I'm also a founder of Warriors for Freedom Foundation, which provides mental, physical, and wellness support to our nation's heroes and their families. And when I met Kris Morgan, and powerful individual who I've learned to not only love but also connect with in the work that we're doing on behalf of veterans, I understood that I'd met a man who had conviction, drive, and purpose. Kris, of course, lives with a traumatic brain injury. Of course, he served his country with honor, with duty, and responsibility. But for him, he also had what we call the demons that sometimes we face as service members.
Major Ed gave me that push, and he's like, find your outlet. That's when I had decided I'm going to come out to the garage and throw wood together and see what happens. Growing up, my grandfather, he was like a second father to me. We were very close. He was my fishing buddy. He was real good into woodworking. I loved woodworking, and I never did anything with him, but I always sat in the garage and watched him. When he passed away, I was adamant to my family, look, I want his woodworking stuff. I want that. And self-taught, I guess you could say. Learned a little bit from him, but not not hands-on stuff. And when I was out here setting up the shop, and I know he was there with me, and I know he was coaching me. I didn't think of this. I didn't. I know it was my grandfather being, we're givers. Give them away. Give them away. Just keep giving them away, and it fuels you. It fuels your heart, and that's where I'm at now. When I was working on that flag, I didn't think about the depression. I didn't think about any of the negativity. I just thought about making that flag the best of my ability, and I was like, I can continue to do these. I can continue to make these flags and give them to vets and seeing that smile. So as of now, I've made 540 flags, and over 350 of those I've donated to veterans all across the country. My goal of last year was to have a flag in all 50 states, and I'm at that goal in August. My first ex-wife and I purchased this house in '97. The neighborhood since then has just gone downhill badly. In the past month and a half, we've had 3 drive-by shootings. Over the years of me living here, I've been broken into 3 times. I've lost everything. I work out here in the shop. It's hot. I have the door open during the day. But at night, I don't feel safe. I have to close that door. I don't feel safe out here because bullets can come right through that garage door and nothing. So at nighttime, I have to close up shop and go sit in my living room and hide from the bullets. If I were to get the funding, ideally I would like to get 3 to 5 acres of land out in the country, have my house. I can't even park my car in my own garage because this is my workshop. I would like to have a separated workshop to where I could go out, bigger area, so I can teach veterans how to build these, hold veteran workshops there at the house. Have a fire pit where veterans can come over and we can sit around the fire pit and drink a whiskey, smoke a cigar, and just talk. If you're able to donate, I can't thank you enough. You're not only going to help me, you're going to help countless other vets that are going to be able to come and learn how to build these flags. It may give them a release.
If we can do something purposeful by getting him a new place to live, by building him a home, and by getting the American people right behind him and making sure that we honor the sacrifice that he's made for our nation, but that we also make sure that he's not left behind on the field of battle and on the home front, that we've really done our job.
To think that I almost committed suicide due to depression, anxiety, and now I know that there was never a moment in time that I'll ever consider that again. And I want to be able to help other veterans across the community and across the United States to help find an outlet like it's helped me. Again, I appreciate your time, and anything you want to do, I greatly appreciate.
I want to take this time to thank our friends at CBUSA, my friends at Platinum Biosciences, my friends at Commando FX, my good friend Terry Siegel, our Home Builders Association. They're all going to get involved on a national scale to take care of this veteran and to make sure that he's safe, and also, more importantly, that he's honored for the sacrifice that he's made for this country.